I just pulled a card for me. Maybe it will resonate with you too. It's the rebirth card. It's all about new beginnings. Totally resonates with where I'm at in my life and my business right now. Hopefully yours too. What I'm going to talk to you about today is a bit bananas, but I think by this point you know me, and if you didn't resonate with what I was saying, you'd have unfollowed me a long time ago. And if you still want to unfollow me after this, go for it. But what I'm going to share with you enabled me to have a 40K launch in my business, completely organically, with no paid for ads or anything like that. It was completely organic. And I'm going to share you a practice that I applied that you're really going to love, because it shows you how everything can be really easy and effortless. Now, I have to tell you that around the same time, I was reading Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic. If you haven't read it yet, go get it. It's essentially about how the creative process manifests itself. And if you are a poet or an author or a creator, like we all are, there will be a bit of inspiration in the form of a ball of energy that finds you and wants to be expressed through you. And that's the woo part of this. And I love the creative process anyway. But I know that if we're thinking about something new, then it sort of appears in a ball of energy and it wants to be channeled through us and explored through us. So anyway, I had this feeling, this sense that there was this idea for an online program or a program of sorts that wanted to be explored through me. But I was so busy at the time, which is exactly what I was like back in the day. I was so busy at the time, there was no space for this new idea. So one day I woke up and I just thought to myself, this needs to be explored. So I went and I meditated on my bed, and I meditated with the intention of connecting to the energy of this idea. And I sat there and I invited the idea to come into my meditation. And I connected into the feeling of it. I felt my energy body shift, and I sat with it for a few minutes, and then I got my journal out and I wrote at the top of the page, my new program. And then I put the word what ? As in, what is it? And I just started writing and writing and writing and journaling and journaling and journaling. And this whole idea came through in one sheet of A4. And it was specific details about what it was going to be, how it was going to work, what it was going to feel like, how it was going to be positioned. All this stuff started coming through. And it was the first iteration of one of my very first business programs, which was less about the strategy at this point, but more about mindset. Anyway, I asked the question, how do I promote this? Because I felt like the idea wanted to come through imminently. Like this wasn't going to be a 3-month lead time. This was like the next couple of weeks. So I was thinking, well, how do I market this? How do I share this? I'm already talking about other things on my platforms. So the idea, or my intuition, one or the two, told me that I had a list of people. Actually, they'd all entered a free competition, but I was to go to that list and pick out a number of people and email them personally. Of course, my ego mind was like questioning, crazy, going, there's no way. How can you possibly approach people who'd entered a free competition with you and then ask them if they want to work with you? That doesn't work. So I questioned it a lot, but I just got the information, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. So I did. And I looked at the list and there were approximately 1,000 people on this list. And I wrote out an email template and I emailed about 150 people with my diary link. And I'd obviously come up with a pretty convincing pitch. I've no idea what I said back then, but I just trusted the process. And I think about 65 to 70 people arranged calls with me. So over the next 2 weeks, I was full. I ended up converting the majority of those people and doing a 40K launch. Literally with nothing booked out, nothing worked out at all, nothing organized. It all just happened completely in flow. Turns out when I actually ran the program, it was exactly what these people needed. So it was a perfect example of me trusting the process, following my intuition, being in flow, and taking action, showing up, actually approaching people and trusting that they were exactly right for the program. But one of the best programs I ever ran. Someone 8 times their income. Someone else got a call from Dragon's Den asking her for an audition. It was crazy, the results that people were getting. So I wanted to share that with you. It might sound a bit crackers, but the more I explore business with soul, the more I really tune into myself and the way I want to run business and do business in the future. It's all about this. Let me know in the comments below if it resonates with you, and I'm excited for you, for me, for us to explore and navigate this new energy in the world. Lots of love.